The only bad thing about today is we now have mosquitoes attacking us, like trying to eat lunch while we're eating lunch, I reckon. So even though technically I am in the Sierra wilderness, I won't actually get into the Sierras, you know, as far as all the snow and what everyone thinks of as the Sierras until after I go into Lone Pine. So that's why I did not get my ice axe and microspikes in Kennedy Meadows, just my bear can, and sent home my umbrella, which I'm slightly regretting at this point, but not completely. I mean, it's a lot cooler right now than it normally is at this time in the desert. So this terrain is still slightly desertous, but it's been really neat to watch it change. And you know, it's like you look down immediately at the ground and it's still sandy, but you can feel more moisture in the air and just like all the trees around, and I don't know, it's so cool. And the fact that I'm only toting 1 liter of water right now and not, you know, 3 or 4. So that's pretty awesome. My capacity of water throughout the desert, carrying capacity, I kept between 4 and 6. That doesn't mean I carried that much all of the time, but I made sure, you know, I had that capacity because there were times that I did have to. So at Kennedy Meadows, I tossed one of my smart water bottles, so my carrying capacity right now is 3. And I imagine leaving Lone Pine, I'll probably ditch another one. So we'll see. Does this bark remind anybody else of brownies? Like, every time I see it, I think of brownies, like homemade brownies that have like the flaky top and like the dark moist center. Totally a brownie tree. I mean, hot brownie with some vanilla bluebell ice cream. Uh-oh. It's getting real. There's snow. You can tell before, like, the trail goes up and around there, but you can tell before folks couldn't tell exactly where the trail was because of all the snow. And those are steps right there. Can't sit still. Mosquito blood all over myself. We are hiding out from bugs right now, and Dibs was nice enough to let me borrow his Tyvek as a shawl, and yeah, I also have on my raincoat on my legs and have a small collection of mosquitoes here that I'm proud to have murdered. And Dibs has on his new bug net for his face, and he's hiding under his frog togs. So
for the last 10 miles, you cannot stop without bugs or mosquitoes all over you.
Yeah, like I feel like I might get anemic or something if I don't cover up.
This is
there's one on my thumb
my
right now.
New piece of gear right here.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm gonna have to get one for real. Check out the green meadow. That is so pretty. You can tell that like the desert's trying to hold on by a thread with all that sagebrush, but like, look at the green grass. This is easily the most beautiful day I have seen on trail so far. Well, it's 7 a.m. and I am up and ready to roll out. Heading into Lone Pine today. Only have like 11 miles till the side trail. Heard it's pretty tough hitch, so I guess we'll see. The junction to get to, well, the side trail to Lone Pine. Trail notes. When somebody leaves the meeting place, it says we left. Best town view definitely goes to Lone Pine. So when thru hikers get to town, there are a lot of chores to be done, and if you end up staying in town, you try to find a place, you know, that's conveniently located. So in this particular town in Lone Pine, I am at the Dow Villa, and luckily there's like a laundromat right across the street. There's a gear store just down the street, because otherwise you're having to hitchhike around town and all of that. So that's definitely something that you pay attention to, you know, when you get in a town and you decide where you're gonna stay. But there are all sorts of things to be done, like laundry, icing your knees, icing your feet, resupplying, writing postcards and calling people back home and all that good stuff. So you just try to get it all done so that you can actually, you know, sometimes prop up and rest your feet. So we've gotten some less than great news about the next stretch coming up. The actually snowy part of this year is apparently the snow is no longer freezing at night because of the heat wave that's been coming through, and the rivers are even raging just, you know, a lot more. So instead of like crying about the slushy snow, we've decided to, you know, when the world hands you slushy snow, you make slushies. So we're actually gonna make some snow cones while we're up there and making up some syrup now. You will have a long, prosperous life. Yes! So I'm not gonna die in this beer. Woohoo! Yesterday at the town we did about 7.5 miles total, including the side trail to Chicken Spring Lake, and it was so beautiful there. A lot of people cowboy camped, and I went fishing, but found out from a local section hiker who was camping there also that there are no fish in the lake, but at least I got to practice because I've never used a rod like that before, and I hear that the trout are pretty easy to catch, so I'm looking forward to doing some of that in the Sierras. You know, you gotta mix it up and find something to keep you excited and interested. And I mean, the beauty is enough, but I'm sure at some point that even starts to wear on you if this is, you know, truly a very challenging section. But I haven't got to the real hard stuff yet. I think that comes after Whitney, which I'm hoping to summit tomorrow. A fishing rod, it's a Tenkara. Just to keep me entertained at streams and rivers when I'm taking a break. I thought last night that it was just gonna be the 6 people that I had left Lone Pine with at camp, and and really in my mind, I guess I really didn't think I would see any other thru hikers between Lone Pine and Bishop. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know, you feel like going to the Sierras is a black hole, and it's just like, you know, you only see this little group you go in with and stick with until the end. But I was wrong, because there were quite a few people at camp last night. In fact, I'd guess that there were like, I don't know, at least 12 or so total. So it's pretty nice to see that and encouraging. Either all of us are just idiots and and for going into the Sierras, or it's really maybe not as bad as people have said. But a lot of people have just completely skipped it and flipped up. So yeah, there are definitely a lot more folks than I had anticipated seeing, which is good. Well, here we go. It has begun. All right. so this is Rock Creek, the first big crossing we have to do, I guess. Trying to find a good spot to cross. A log. Alright. Yay! Well, that was a success, but I haven't found the trail on this side yet, so it is pretty serious body of water right there though, and the thing is I think they just keep getting worse from here. To the ranger that wrote that note telling us the better place to cross, good on you, because had you just put like impassable and turn around, you know, people would have gone in right there where they shouldn't have, so that's good. For lunch I have ramen noodles, seaweed, and mushrooms with shrimp flavorings. I was hoping during lunch that my shoes and socks would dry out a little bit, but it's such a overcast day, no such luck. But the good news is, with all this cold water on my feet, they ought to not be as sore and swollen, so could get blisters because of it, but maybe not. Hearing thunder when it's this cloudy out is not the greatest feeling in the world, especially since I am currently climbing to the top of this peak. I got about 2.5 miles, I think, to the top. But, yeah. At least it's not the highest peak around. Whitney's right around the corner, so hopefully we'll be all right.
And then I might switch out my other like pants for some actual like rain pants.
Yes. Still cloudy like that direction, but I think the thunder's going and blue skies this way. If you're in a climb like this, it's always best, you know, when you start seeing lightning, hearing thunder, to kind of, you know, if it seems like it's gonna persist, then just wait it out rather than gaining elevation and, you know, increasing your risk for lightning strike. You can make the miles later, they'll still be there. Second crossing of the day. Yay! After 2 legit stream crossings and waiting out a lightning storm, I think it's time for a Snickers. It's a designated time of the day where everything is wonderful. And apparently my sister Montana sent this one for me in the package Mom sent with my micro spikes and ice axe, and she picked it out special. Takes one to know one, Montana.
Not all the time, but I'm stationed at Rock Creek and then at patrol.
So that is the first park ranger we've all seen on this trail so far, but she was just kind of, you know, talking to everybody and about what's ahead, and said that there have been a couple of deaths up on Whitney at least this year so far. Then we've got a couple of rough streams coming up in the next few days and a lot of snow. So basically what we've been hearing. But she also checked if we had a bear canister, so they are out here checking. I'm not exactly sure what happens if you don't have one. You get fined or just a warning or what, but anyway. Oh, and that is the lady who left the note earlier, so I actually got to thank her in person. It is still looking ugly over there. Oh boy. J-Man made it, Tasty made it, and now it's Dibs' turn, and he has the task of trying to rescue Tasty's Gatorade bottle. He's trying to get it, knock it! Yeah! Oh! Yay! Go, go, go! Ooh.
High drama. No.
Alright, so if I was going to continue on the PCT and not summit Whitney, then I would continue this way towards Forester Pass. But when am I ever going to be this close to Whitney again? Only 8.3 miles to the summit going that way. So, going for it. Well, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty humbling walking towards such a beast of a mountain and knowing that it has claimed, you know, a couple lives at least this year. And I mean, takes lives pretty much every year. And knowing that tomorrow, if all goes well, I'll be standing on top of that big old mountain.